I recently had my second 500 round range day with the PSA Sabre. Let's go over it. I shot 420 rounds at the range I actually train at. Then I went to my buddy's house. We shot about 110 rounds through this, shooting random steel and miscellaneous trash. In the first 500 rounds, after I adjusted the adjustable gas block, I had 2 failures to feed. In rounds 500 through 1000, I had absolutely no malfunctions at all. There was one instance whenever I was shooting, the bolt got stuck about halfway on the way home. Then whenever I went to go inspect the rifle like this, you could hear the bolt get sent all the way forward. I didn't even touch the rifle. I'll play the clip for you twice. Make sure you listen carefully. Other than that, that was the only hiccup I've had, no other malfunctions at all, so good job on the PSA Sabre. We're 1,000 round strongs with no major malfunctions. I witness marked the handguard screws before I painted it. After 500 rounds, they were still good to go. They were perfectly in line. Then after I painted it, I also witness marked them again. So we're at a little over 1,000 rounds and no movement on the handguard screws, so that's good. Whenever it comes to the bolt on the PSA Sabre, it's still straight from the factory. I haven't put any lube on it. I haven't wiped it off at all either. I have taken pictures of the bolt, but I tried to touch it as minimal as possible. But this thing is pretty dry, and that may have been the cause for the hiccup we had earlier in the range session. But until I start getting continuous malfunctions, I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm going to leave it dirty and I'm going to leave it dry. The trigger brake on the PSA Sabre is still nice and crisp. The reset is still nice and tactile as well, so no complaints with the trigger. I'll put the first range day overview video I did in the related video section for you to check out. But this was my original grouping with 77 grain AAC ammo. From here to here, this is like a 4 or 5 inch grouping. As I mentioned earlier, this is a pretty absurd group. So I'm doing accuracy tests every 500 rounds. As you can see now, this is the grouping with 77 grain AAC ammo. From here to here, we're at 2.3 MOA. I mean, it's still not a super tight group, but it is a pretty significant improvement after the barrel has been broken in. I'm excited to see what's going to happen around 1500 and 2000, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, there's not much more to say besides this firearm has been extremely reliable. But since we got time left in this video, enjoy some of the footage I captured while training with the PSA Sabre. Oh, no, that reload really got me.